When Max Verstappen narrowly won the 2021 championship, not many could have imagined the season he was about to have in 2022. A second world championship, an utterly dominant season, and many new records have launched what might be the Verstappen era with these new regulations. The historic season continued on Sunday in Mexico City, as Max Verstappen now holds the record for most wins in a single season at 14. Surpassing the greats such as Michael Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel, Verstappen now stands alone in this category at the tender age of 25. Despite being a driver not too concerned with records and milestones, Verstappen's 14th win of this season is an incredible achievement, but just how impressive is it when we compare it to different eras? Is this record easier to attain in modern Formula 1, or has Verstappen just achieved something we won't see matched in a long time? Well, we're here to find the answers to those questions, but before we go any further, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel below. The dullness of the 2022 Mexico City Grand Prix can make you forget just how difficult it is to be a Grand Prix driver. When you're cruising out in front with superior machinery, we think the wins are too easy, but nothing about being a Formula 1 race winner is straightforward, even on the best of days. Although Mexico was one of Verstappen's most comfortable wins of this season, he's had to dig deep for a lot of his record-breaking 14 wins in 2022. But how does this season stack up against the former record holders of Schumacher and Vettel? Well, let's take a look at all three of their record seasons, and you will be able to decide for yourself. Keeping in mind a few obvious caveats, like less points being awarded in 2004 and fewer races on the calendar both in 2004 and 2013. When Michael Schumacher initially set the benchmark for most wins in a season, he managed to grab 7 wins in a row, he won 8 of his 13 Grand Prix from pole position, and his total win percentage for 2004 was 72%. His lowest starting position out of his 13 wins was 6th place, and he scored a total of 148 points en route to his 7th World Championship. Moving to his German protege Sebastian Vettel, he matched his hero in 2013 by equaling the record of 13 wins in a season. Vettel did it in style by finishing off 2013 with 9 wins in a row, a record on its own that still stands. He won 8 out of his 13 Grand Prix from pole position, with his lowest starting grid position for a victory being 2nd place. His 68.5 win percentage and 397 points scored led the German to his 4th and final World Championship in what was one of F1's most dominant seasons. That takes us to current events, as along came Max Verstappen to surpass 2 of F1's all-time greats. Of course, Verstappen still has 2 more races to add to these totals, but nevertheless, let's look at the season so far. Verstappen managed a 5-race win streak in 2022, while 5 of his 14 victories came from starting on pole. The Dutchman's lowest starting position en route to victory was 14th, and he currently has a 70% win rate in 2022. His record campaign has also broken the most points scored in an F1 season with 416, and all of this culminated in a 2nd World Championship for Verstappen and a 5th Constructors' title for Red Bull. Now that you've seen the numbers behind some of Formula 1's most successful seasons, is Verstappen's 2022 record impressive or just a result of the modern nature of F1? Critics will argue that achieving the single-season win record is easier in modern-day F1 thanks to more races and more points on offer. And if you have the best car, of course you'll win the most races. This argument is not totally wrong, but it surely doesn't tell the whole story. Had Schumacher had the schedule of a modern F1 driver, there is no doubt he could have added to many of his records, and not just a single-season win record. And yes, the 3 drivers at the top of this particular list had the best car in that season and were eventual champions. But racking it up to just car performance and too many races on a calendar diminishes the incredible amount of skill, determination, and focus that it takes to win this many races in a single calendar year. When you look at Verstappen's record-breaking 2022, he's had to seriously work for some of his 14 wins and get out of some difficult positions. Starting from 10th in Hungary, 14th in Belgium, and 7th in Italy, these victories were not easy to come by despite having the superior car. And when you consider how the season started for Verstappen and Red Bull, their run of form since the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix has been absolutely staggering. Whether you think this is the most impressive record or season by a single driver, it is an amazing achievement that should be celebrated for its significance. Consider that even though the final tally is not complete, Verstappen has won 41% of his career races in 2022, and he continues to etch his name in the record books. Formula One history will now read Hamilton, Schumacher, Vettel, and Max Verstappen as the drivers with the most wins in a single Formula One season. And with 2 more races to go, that record could be broken once again by the driver who's rewriting the history books. So what do you think of Verstappen's single-season win record, and do you believe we will see it surpassed in the future? Comment your thoughts down below, and we'd like to thank you for watching today's video, and remember to subscribe to our channel for weekly F1 content.